everybody. Welcome. Namaste. Jai. We made it to springtime. I was going to put background music on, and then I was like, I'll just let the birds do what the birds do. So I was reading this little pamphlet that I got at the ashram, and it's from Sri Swami Sivananda. If you don't know about Swami Sivananda, he devoted his entire life to service and teaching people the path of God realization and yoga, and he's the family of yoga that I'm a part of. So he, in a simple way, he's like my great grandpa yogi. So they have these things laying around, and I just picked it up. So I'm gonna go through these short, real simple passages and talk about them a little bit, and then we'll do a brief meditation. I haven't been on here in a little bit. I've been working on a lot of creative projects. I've been putting a book together on yoga and the 12 steps. Should be out within the next year. And Beyond a Dream Kirtan is doing a bunch of stuff. If you want to get information on our upcoming events, you can look on our Facebook page, Beyond a Dream Kirtan. I like to throw that stuff in the beginning because at the end I'll be in an all meditative state and I'll forget. So I hope everybody's doing well. It's nice to make another one of these videos. I enjoy doing this as well because of this. First passage. Losing yourself in the service of others will give you great peace of mind. My experience is that if I stop doing that at this point, I begin to get depressed and full of fear. So for some reason, this selfless acts of service frees my heart to enable me to love myself. These are ancient teachings, love thy neighbor as yourself. Treat others kindly if you want to be treated kindly. It's just basic karma. So that's a good one. One other thing on that is I noticed, ask yourself this question, why are you doing meditation? I've gone through all this before, but it just revisited in the mind that sometimes I go into meditation out of fear of being consumed with the ego and getting caught up in myself, or fear of drinking again, or hurting others. And I realized that I shouldn't be going into meditation out of fear. I should be going into meditation or service to others or any of these things out of gratitude for the fact that I'm alive and well today, and I have a pretty healthy body currently. I've been through some things, but currently today I'm doing all right. And to be able to go into the meditation with gratitude for my sobriety, for gratitude for my family, and to want to serve others from a place of contentment and create peace in the world instead of create harmony, or disharmony or confusion. So that one, like I said, these are so short and sweet, but they're right to the point. Here's the next one. The best way to relax the body and mind is to chant the divine names at all times, or just as the divine name. So many of you may have seen us do kirtan, which is chanting different names of God. That's from a more Eastern tradition, like Hindu tradition or Sanatana Dharma. But that doesn't exclude any other religion, or any path. So you can chanting a divine name. You could just sit and say Buddha or Christ, Allah. It doesn't matter the name, as long as it has some type of purpose inside of you, and as long as it has a way of sanctifying the body and bringing you a sense of peace. So typically a divine name is followed with like praise. So it could be like, Ganapataye Namaha, or Christ Alleluia, or there's always like, or Hare Krishna. So there's always like typically like praise or victory. Jai Ma, means victory to the Holy Mother, or victory to Mother Earth. So just choosing one is nice. Just it helps to one point the mind, especially when we get caught up in it. So I know for me, when I'm going about my daily tasks, I have a specific mantra that was given to me by my teacher. So I do that in the morning, but then throughout the day, when I start to get frustrated, I remember that mantra and I go back and I just do it a few times. So it's just a way for me to remember, that all things are passing, that there's a place of stillness and eternal spirit inside. All right, so here's the next one. By the way, too, when we're doing the meditation, you could choose any name you want. If your mind starts to chatter, you could just pick a name if it's something that you're comfortable with, and do that. What happened has happened by God's will. Why then brood over it and lose peace of mind? And then the next one kind of flows right into it. What is happening now is happening by God's will. Why then give yourself to worry and fear? So it's wonderful to be able to remind yourself of this, that we're not in control, and like what's happening is just happening. And we have a choice then in each happening to either accept it as God's will, or fight it and resist it and try and change it and try and do as much as we can to make it suit ourselves. I spent most of my life trying to suit this world outside of me to fit the way I think it should be inside my own head. And it took many years to realize that that doesn't work. That just because I see something one way doesn't mean that's the way. Spiritual principles, programs, recovery, or yogic path, what they do is they give you some basic instructions on what would be perceived as harmony or God's will, or the letting go and allowing life to flow. There is a lot of suffering. However, beyond and behind the suffering, there is great peace. As I said before, I've been through a lot in my life, or this life. I shouldn't even say my life, but I've been through a lot in this life that has shown me that pain just leads us into a more pure state. Most of the time, it's when I'm hurting is when I get closest to God, or self, or the true part, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. So give yourself a break. There is some things are hard to get through, but in those times, use these things, chant a name of God, or some mantra, or some repetition of some type of something that'll get you to a meditative state. I'm big on music. If you're bored, pick up an instrument. Learn an instrument. For me, learning an instrument is a path to God as well. So there's lots that we can do in times even when we're really struggling. I know this seems paradoxical, but I was taught this in 12-step recovery. If I'm really hurting inside, go help somebody else. And then Swami Sivananda just said the same thing. If you want peace of mind, serve. So just some things to consider. And I just wanted to come on here and join with you in a meditation. So relax yourself, get comfy. Find a seated posture if possible. And then just allow the eyes to become heavy. Maybe they won't even close all the way at first. Start to bring your attention to your breath. You might be able to hear the birds chirping outside. There is, in each breath, we could feel the presence of life itself if we really listen. Breathing in, exhaling out, and really settling down into your seat, allowing the shoulders to be relaxed, the face and the jaw muscles to relax as well. Bring your attention back to your breathing. All together we're going to breathe in and feel the sections of the breath. So inhaling a little deeper, maybe a little deeper down into the belly, and then sigh it out. And inhale a little more, all the way to the top, and release. Deeper and deeper with each breath. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just continue to flow with your breathing like that. As I create some sounds to help you go into a deeper, relaxed state. And just allowing everything. Feeling the breath going in the nostrils. Feel the rise and fall of the breath like ocean waves in the chest and in the belly. And if you have a specific name or mantra you'd like to choose and recite, you can. And try and connect the saying or the mantra to the breath. And going deeper and deeper into the body. So if you just start to witness, thoughts may arise. And just greet them and let them go. Notice that the body began to hold on to any more tension. Relax, release. Follow the sound waves. Just bringing the eyes down as if you were looking down at the bridge of your nose. And without forcing the breath, just notice it going in and out. Allow everything to just be automatic. Locating that eternal center of your being. Receiving a breath into that space. And just let it out. Dropping in a little deeper. Keeping the mind one pointed. Just noticing that you're breathing. We're focused on the name. Receiving a breath. Exhale, let it go. Release any tension. If you'd like to take a moment and formulate a prayer or an intention to carry you through the rest of the day. And taking a moment with the prayer or the intention, bringing the hands up in front of the heart. Nice. All together we'll do a nice big breath in down to your belly. Exhale out. Full deep breath into the heart. Exhale. And with the palms together, bringing the hands up in the center of the forehead. Breathing in. And exhale, bringing the hands back down in front of the heart. Thank you so much for coming on here and joining me in practice today. Take care of yourself, take care of each other. Namaste.